It's saying orientation is locked. Rotate device back. But it's the right way up. Recommend changing setting. I think.
You did that?
Oh, you did that. Okay. Should be.
Cool.
Saying that. Should be alright.
Sometimes it does it because some stupid ass shit.
Come out like this though, so.
Well, yeah, I won't have to fucking. What you might have to do is this. See, like it's acting weird. Orientation's locked. So what do? Start it again or just leave it like
I think
that?
if you just leave it, it's not affecting the actual.
Fuck it then.
Yeah. Fuck it.
Then can you see any comments in that? Oh, you can, innit? Alright. Fucking comment on there.
Fucking dick.
Yeah?
Yeah. See comments.
Alright, man. All praises to Yahweh.
Hashem, Yahushai, Hashem, Chakadash.
Double honor to the apostles at Great Millstone. And salute to your brothers teaching the word in sincerity and in truth, man. And you know, we're out here to prophesy the downfall of America, which is Babylon the Great, according to the scriptures, according to the Bible. There's a lot going on in the world right now. You know, we're in the end of days, we're in the end times. So that's what we're here to do. Now, if you're calling yourself reading the Bible, you ain't talking on that, then there's something wrong with you. You see, ain't working.
I don't know why I charged it.
Maybe I can try a different.
No, it's saying it's low. It might have turned on in the car or something. And just run out of battery.
Alright. What we're gonna do?
Light's alright. I just wanted to just get some extra. You got? Yeah. Alright. Brother, sort it out.
I want to read Revelation 18, but we'll read whatever, bro. But I'm going to go to Revelation 18 because the focus of the destruction is on Babylon the Great. You know, we're in England and that. You know, you got brothers in different parts of the world, but the main focus, the main deliverance can happen all over the world. The ship can come and beam everybody up, all the elect. But America is Babylon the Great. That is going to be completely destroyed and not built up. That's where the focus is. All these nations and are looking at America. They're all going to nuke America. That's where it's really going to get it. Now other places are going to get nuked. Yes, they are. You know. But America is the place that is solid for the nation through the witchcraft and all that sort of stuff. So
I have a precept.
yeah.
This is Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 9. For lo, I will raise and cause to come up against Babylon an assembly of great nations from the north country. And they shall set themselves in array against her. From thence she shall be taken. Their arrows shall be as of a mighty expert man. None shall return in vain.
It's talking on the nukes, you know, the modern day, the nuclear missiles. How would you write that in the ancient world? You wouldn't be able to write nuclear missiles. They weren't talking English. So a lot of y'all are tripped out because, you know, the scriptures talks about a fire. No, it talks about arrows that get shot from one end of the earth to the other. If someone can find that, you'll get that. You tell me how a missile gets shot from one end of the earth to the other. No, an arrow. What arrow does that? Yeah? You tell me, bro. Saying? That's how we know that these scriptures, you gotta have the spirit, you gotta know the processes. You know, the process, like the brother says, it is the process. Yeah, you gotta know the processes, bro.
Yep. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 16 and verse 13. For strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow. His arrows that he shooteth are sharp and shall not miss.
Oh yeah, by the way, they're the Most High's missiles. Because the Lord, he's going to be, His Spirit's going to be in them, and He's navigating them through America's missile defense systems. They're not going to have a chance anyway. Everyone's going to be nuking them, but the Most High is controlling those missiles that are going to be shot. Okay, go ahead.
And shall not miss when they begin to be shot into the ends of the world.
So the missile, the arrows, going to be shot from the ends of the world. How is that going to happen? Because it's the technology, it's the nuclear missiles, yeah, the tech. That's what it is. You know what I'm saying? Read on.
Verse 14.
So Russia's going to shoot nukes on America. China's going to shoot. This what geopolitics and what's going on in the world today is all in the Bible. And a lot of people, do you know what? Some people are really with it. They understand that, but they don't understand. You know, because they've got a problem with the Bible. So if they didn't have a problem with the scriptures, then you would find out something. And that's what a lot of you, as soon as you the Bible, the Bible, like, that's why you don't know something. So gear up a bit. You know what I'm saying? And then you can get the understanding. Go ahead.
Behold, the plagues are sent and shall not return again until they come upon the earth.
You know the plagues. So we're coming at a time when there's going to be loads of plagues. There's going to be loads of plagues. We're talking about famine on the planet Earth. We've seen all the things going on with the farmer shutdowns and all the revenue and all these organizations talking about people are going to be have nothing and be content and all this and all types of things. We've seen diseases in animals and that and all sorts of shit. Yeah, so we know through that. That's one thing. That's one plague. Famines. You've got chaos, which a famine is going to bring chaos. Famine will bring chaos. Or there's stuff going on, so there's no food, so people need to run to the government. They're going to run to the government now. It's going to be like the movie I Am Legend, to get through certain checkpoints. Now they're going to have them bidded off, because there's chaos going on. There's diseases, that's another thing. See, everything ties in. So now the disease outbreak, that's going to have, because they don't want it to spread. Proof on that, just the lockdown that was happening. So if they have disease outbreaks, you ain't going to be able to go nowhere. And then it's going to come to a point that you're going to have to prove that you ain't got this. Have you got the this? Have you got the that? That movie Contagion, that went into a lot of that. So in I Am Legend, you had to go and you have to have some scan. Now, if you got a scan, you're going to have something to be scanned, and that's going to be that RFID mark of the beast chip implant. 100%.
Verse 15. The fire is kindled and shall not be put out till it consume the foundation of the earth.
So there's going to be no missile disarmament. You know, you always get the missile disarmament program, or of this year, the missile disarmament. There's not going to be a missile disarmament, man. You're not going to have that. And the reason why you're not going to have a missile disarmament is because of what the scripture just said. These are in the silos, it's bubbling up. There's tension, there's political tension. You know what I mean? We're at the end of times, bro. Everything is just difficult, frustrating. Everyone's pent up. Everyone's angry. It's ready for warfare, chaos. They were just reigniting that border stuff. Because Mr. Tommy, he's back over here and shit. So they're reigniting that border. And they've right now, actually in London right now, yeah, they've got a big screen, they've got a crowd there, and they're showing crisis. They're showing people like, my boyfriend got arrested for protesting, and everyone's getting angry right now. So he's going on live, and he's got a big board in probably like Leicester Square, not even necessarily. What's the other one down Grosvenor? Trafalgar Square. And they just got a big billboard right now going like, come on, with crises or, you know what I mean, rousing the people up. It's got a woman sitting down. You know what I'm saying? She was just devastated because her boyfriend was just trying to stand up to some, you know. So this is what's going on. It's all bubbling up. Let's go.
What he said?
Are we finishing that? Yes, I will keep going.
Verse 16, like as an arrow which is shot of a mighty archer, returneth not backward, even so the plagues that shall be sent upon the earth shall not return again.
Just like our arrow is shot. So even so, this destruction is, you know, it's a change of worlds. Even the people that we're talking about, yeah, the elites and that, the hidden hand, the Illuminati and that, they're talking that talk. They used to talk about the age of Aquarius and all this. Then they're talking about the digital age, information age. I did a video on it. It was, on their website, so that's what they're coming out with. And they've been saying that through different politicians, different individuals, puppet leaders, or different people in certain seats, or part of this organisation that we're talking about. They keep talking about a change, a new system. So either way, that's going to the inevitability of this situation. They are going to bring in a cashless society. That's just what they want to bring in. There's nothing that people can do about it. People think, oh, we can do this, we can protest, we can stop it. We're not going to stop it. So the scripture just mentioned that in the plagues that they ain't stopping, it ain't coming. And then that's the Most High said that. And you might go, yeah, but now look at your leaders in the system. They're saying the same fucking thing. The new age. So does that mean this one has to get fucking crumbled? Where?
Verse 17, woe is me, who will deliver me in those days? The beginning of sorrows and great mournings.
Oh, so that's how chaotic things are gonna get. That the prophet's like, whoa, woe is me, right? What?
You shall deliver me in those
Who
days.
shall deliver me in them days? It's gonna be that barbaric. So who's gonna deliver me in them days? Now the Bible says that wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy time. So the prophets, the elect, the believers, they're gonna have a glow, an aura about them, a shine and a protection from Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai and the holy angels, which is the holy angels, the spirit of the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Right? So even the prophets, think about it, there's Esdras, a lot of these prophets got sick when they seen visions and stuff like that. Because that's how heavy it is. And he said, well, how am I going to get out of this? No food in Asda, Tesco, Walmart, Target. They go Target. You know what I'm saying? Target, man. Where we going? We're going Target, man. Go Target. You know what I mean? But guess what? Target is going to be targeted.
The beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the powers shall stand in fear, the beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come? Behold, famine and plague, tribulation.
Some of the verses again, please.
God. The beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the powers shall stand in
That's
fear.
a lot. Sorrow, mourning. You know, like when you think about it, even in the World War One, World War Two, a lot of the English blokes were dying. You know, and then people have rations, the Englishmen. Some of them come back, but a lot of them hasta la vista. Yeah, they're going and they ain't coming back. That's that. And then they get a plaque. Oh, they sacrificed themselves for Great Britain. You fucking people are stupid. Because that sacrifices that you make it in the world wars. All wars are bankers' wars. All wars are bankers' wars. So, who's profiting off the fucking wars, bro? The bankers. Right? If you check it, okay, let's go to this then. Because we've always got to back things up, right? Because people are gonna go, well, nah. Right? Alright, so World War One. I think it was World War One. We got the League of Nations, right? Which was the plan of these wars to take for the bankers to take over. NATO came out, I think, World War Two. So the fact that Hitler did all that, they made a pact to say, look, man, we're going to join together. So, if, anything like this happens, we've got a force all set up. You get the boogeyman. I think World War One, I think it was a boogeyman, and that was in Russia or something. I can't remember now. But World War Two was the Germans. I'd have to go back over this is stuff that I just remember. I've done videos on it to go back into it. That's why it's good to go back over stuff, read the documents, read the, read the Wikipedia pages, things like that.
Yeah, Imperial Germany. Yeah,
Said what?
that was the World War One.
Germans.
Yeah, the Imperial Germany and Austro-Hungary were the original members of the alliance of the Central Powers.
Yep, because a lot of the alliances and that, people jumping ship. At one point this was on this team, and then the next minute not on that team. 1 minute they were the bad guys, then another minute they were the bad guys. So it's always shifting and stuff like that. Go ahead, man.
It says, the beginning of wars and the power shall stand in fear, the beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come?
What shall you do when this evil shall come? And that's a question, that's a question. I'm saying. What's the sound saying?
It's good. I'm just checking it. Make sure it's good.
Right, go ahead.
Behold, famine and plague.
So what we're reading here,
2 Ezra 16.
is that the same one about the arrows? So look how heavy this is. A lot in there. So we just read it, see, look at that. So you know what, I might get, we got precepts.
Yeah, I got one as well.
And then we'll come back to this one. Because that's how you do it, you get something and you build on it. You build on it with other precepts. Things in the Old Testament about the New Testament. Things in the Apocrypha about the scripture. Because it's one book. Now when Yahushua was on the scene, even the scriptures are quoting Jeremiah. They were doing that. So we're doing what Yahushua and that was doing. What's up with y'all, man? Why you quote? Well, that's what Yahushua was doing. Y'all say y'all the prophet. That we're doing what the prophets would do. So how can you say that we're not them? You can say that we're not them. Well, guess what? But then who is them? Who's doing that? I know you guys. You guys just know you. You just got, I know you. Well, the scripture says a prophet is not run in his own town. Because they know him, so they can say that. Why? But he was doing that with Yahushua. Oh, you knew him from ain't that this the carpenter's son? I think that's what it said. Yeah. So that means like, oh yeah, I know you. You know that boy, like a Benjamin would say it. So how is he this? But the Lord says it takes the basis of men and brings them up. So you can do that. Like what does that guy have to do in your eyes to be a prophet? He walks around like meditating all day, looking in the clouds. You're gonna call him crazy? You're gonna say that he's bugged out? So he can't win with you guys, man. Maybe if he comes in a suit or something, then they'll accept him. Comes like in a systematic system. That's why you get canned by all these fucking pastors and all that. Slick guys smoking cigars and pimp suits and all that. Crocodile shoe. Pointed toe crocodile shoe. Man. Go ahead.
Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment. But for all these things, they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges. Behold, victuals shall be sold.
Wait, did we read the precept?
Yeah, this is Zechariah chapter 14, verse 12. Because it mentioned the plague, right?
Yep.
And this shall be the plague wherewith the Lord Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem. Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet.
So everybody that fought against Jerusalem, which is real Israelites, right? The real Israel, Judah, Benjamin, Levi, Simeon, Judah, Benjamin, Levi, Simeon, Zebulun, Ephraim, Manasseh, Gad, Reuben, that which is the so-called Negroes, Palestinians, Puerto Ricans, Native Americans, the scattered Irish, Italians, different people that have got the seed of Israel all over the planet. Because the seed of Israel is in all nations. Bruce Lee believed him. He was an Israelite. Okay. Tom Jones, Israelites. So, you're reading where it says, nah, read it again.
Yeah, Zechariah chapter 14, verse
Oh, yeah,
12.
the plague when they stand upon. So, when you watch that, well, basically it's telling you that people are going to be standing up and they're going to be getting burned. Let's read it again. What does that?
Yep. It says, Zechariah chapter 14, verse 12, and this shall be the plague wherewith the Lord will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem. Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet.
Their flesh shall consume away from them when they stand upon their feet. That's one of the plagues. That's the arrows as well. The arrows we just read is the missiles. That's talking about the missiles. That's why Terminator 2, 3, whatever, whichever one it was. That Sarah Connor on the fence and he had the nukes. It was a vision.
Yeah,
And then
Judgment Day.
Judgment Day. And everyone was burning up. That's the scriptures.
Yep.
Revelations 18, Jeremiah 15. What he's reading, all in the scriptures. That about that judgment of people standing up and getting burnt, nukes, nuclear missiles. Are we not in that time? Are we not got Russia, China, Allied forces and everybody going at it with geopolitics? That's what's going on. Of course, Turkey. Right? Is Turkey involved in this? Politics, man. So that's what's happening. Yeah?
What's it called, the BRICS pay? They're talking about that BRICS pay now as well, which is like the BRICS pay is like what they're moving towards digital currency, digital methods of trading, which is a step closer to the MARK, which is pretty much saying that's the end of the American dollar, once that happens. So,
I think Russia just came up with their own, GPay, Google Pay, Apple Pay. They got their own one now as well on top of that. So they're doubling down on mixing out the US dollar.
it says, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongue shall consume away in their mouth.
That's the only thing that you're going to burn up.
Yep.
Now, you mean, like, a lot of people are, sort of these pipeline deals. A lot of this geopolitics stuff with these pipelines and who uses what pipeline, who gets what, and trade and the dollar and all that. The dollar's really being done away with, really, because, people like you said, people are going around that, I'm trying to get around that. These other nations, Like the Chinese, they want to get in power. The Russians, same thing. And now, but also the thing is, at the same time, you know, he's in power because they're all in China. They got that digital system in place. You know, big time.
I just,
They got it going on more than over here.
Okay. Okay. Bye.
yeah, I got an article quick.
Okay.
All right, so this is from. This is from voanews.com, China News, and it says China backs, and it was put up October 23rd. China backs Russia proposed BRICS payment system. It says gathered Washington. It says gathered Wednesday at the summit in Russian city of Kazan. The members of the BRICS adopted a joint declaration calling for the creation of an independent payment system based upon their national currencies, a move in response to what they regard as illegal sanctions that are damaging the global economy. That's that order of KO right there. You know, damaging to the global economy. They got to establish a new system, but coincidentally, it's moving towards what? A digital system. You know, which is moving directly in alignment with the what? The NWO, if you will, you know? It says BRICS payment, it says BRICS member countries, which account for about 35% of the global economy, issued in Kazan declaration, which calls for the elimination of unilateral economic sanctions and secondary sanctions that are contrary to international law. The BRICS membership includes the initial five: Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, and expanded when several countries joined this year, including Egypt, Ethiopia, Iran, Saudi Arabia, and the United Arab Emirates.
And that's in Isaiah. It's 14. It's about them weaker nations, the dead nations, the weaker nations. That's what's going on. Them dead weaker nations. Remember, you got to remember that all these nations were empires at one point. The age of the game, they're the thing, the age of the empires. Persians, Egyptians, all these dudes were empires in power. They lost power. But you know, they're rising up right now. That's in the scripture. Rising up for what? To do all this.
Yeah.
To take out Babylon the Great. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the whole thing. To take out Babylon the Great.
Yep. And another thing, Elder, if I can say this,
Yeah, man. Say it.
you got Russian warships over there in Iran right now. All right, and if you type in "who is Persia today" in Google, it will straight up tell you that's talking about Iran, and that lines up with Ezekiel 38. You know, about Gog being a god unto the weaker nations. That's what the elder was saying. You know, these so-called weaker nations, they're being pretty much aided by Russia. But guess what? Who's controlling Russia? The Mosai. You know, remember, I will put hooks into thy jaws. You know, so we're definitely in the time of war, you know. And alliances are being made, you know.
Deadly alliance.
I got a free set. The deadly alliance is true. You know?
And even Netanyahu.com, he referred to the Iranians, Persians in his recent speech.
Yeah, he did, yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Yep. And it's funny because in Ezekiel 38, one of the first nations mentioned after that Gog and Magog is Persia and Ethiopia. You know? And who did you have just join the BRICS? Iran, you know, which is Persia, and Ethiopia. We got Egypt, Saudi Arabia,
Look at that.
you know? So that's prophecy, man.
Look at that, man. That's big time.
That's prophecy.
You a vid on that or something?
Yeah, I spoke about it yesterday.
Right. Well, was that the bricks
War,
vid?
war, yeah.
Yeah, man. The information has to come out. Look at that. The Lord does that synchronize. It's all prophecy. What the Lord said it happens.
Yeah.
No one can deny it, man. You can't deny it. You fucking can't deny it, man.
Yep,
Right?
that's it.
yeah.
2 Peter chapter 3,
Yeah, yeah. Holy Spirit, Holy Spirit.
2 Peter 3, chapter 3, verse 10. But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat, and the earth also and the works that are therein shall be burned up.
So when's that day? That's the day that we're waiting for, Judgment Day. The day of the Lord. That's going to be major. When the nukes hit, then that's it. It is done. You know what I mean? That's it. That's what I mean.
That's it, man. That fallout scene, man.
Right. Everything's fucking completely changed from that point.
It's done. Yeah.
Like Esau's done, his kingdom's gone, and the nukes hit. Well, these elites, so that plan of they're going to be hiding, and they're going to be doing, that's just not going to work. But they know that they're going to be hiding anyway, but because the Lord's going to come back. Because there's even scriptures on that, when the Lord comes, you're going to be like scared and that. There's one particular scripture I've got in mind. It talks like that, and they're all going to be like,
Or
it's not the revelation of every one, it's just like it says, I can't remember right now.
hide the face on the sitteth on the throne. That one.
That's a good one, but it's not, get that one, that's not the one.
All right, I'll get that.
Not even that one.
You want me to read that one?
I mean that one, yeah.
This is Revelation chapter 6 and verse 15. And the kings of the earth, and the great men, and the rich men, and the chief captains, and the mighty men, and every bondman and every free man, hid themselves in the dens and in the rocks of the mountains, and said to the mountains and rocks, fall on us, and hide us from the face of him that sitteth on the throne, and from the wrath of the Lamb.
The lamb is Jehovah Shai. Jehovah Shai is known as a lion, as a lamb. When he came as Jehovah Shai, he came as a lamb. When he came and got crucified, yeah, we're known as sheep, as lambs. When he comes this time, he's coming as a lion, conquering Lion of Judah, because he's going to conquer the nations. Now, all you got these, and that's in Revelation 17. All these NATO nations, they're kings, they're nations, right? All these nations that were a part, they had kingdoms. The French, the Spanish, they had kingdoms in that. You know what I'm saying? All these people. And it says they get power when I would be, because as an alliance, NATO, they've all these weaker nations got power. You know what I'm saying? So, going back to this, we had that movie, The Fourth Kind, and that showed you the terror of Jehovah Shai. When the ship comes, it ain't a game. So, you know what I'm saying? It ain't no game when the ships come, when the chariots come, the spaceships, what they call the UFOs. That's why NASA and all that, the whole NASA program and the Star Wars program, they're always watching, looking at. That's serious. They got all that money built for that. They know it's serious. And that's why they get asked to win on the Kimmel show, Jimmy Kimmel or whatever, and they're asking presidents about UFOs and that. Like, because this is serious stuff. You know, why is it, it's top secret as well? Top levels of government. That's how you know it's up there with the military, the branches of government for serious. FBI, top secret. If it weren't shit, then why would it be that like that? People, you know what I'm saying? Because they know what we're reading here, that Yahweh Shai is coming back. Unlike you fucking idiots talking shit out of the Bible, I don't know how the Bible is. You fuck the elites. They're aware of that. They read the Bible, man. They quote the Bible. They do documentaries on the Bible. A lot of these documentaries on the Bible was made by Edomites. And they go and dig where King David was at, or what the archaeology and ancient Israel and all that. And they see this is real. They read the Bible and do the digs. The Bible is what makes them do the digs. They go to the scriptures, and the scriptures make them go and do the dig. Then they'll find stuff, coins with ancient Hebrew on it. So it's all confirmed. So that's like a movie fourth kind of shows you the chariots are serious, so that's why they are gonna be hiding and not being scared when they walk. But that's what they know. Go ahead.
Right, that was it on that.
I got a scripture. Okay. But that's what they're gonna do, they're hiding, be scared. So basically when the fallout happens and all that, then what's after that? The chariot, the deliverance. Because when his missiles are hit, the elect are gonna get moved up. So at that point, these elites are gonna be scared. The fourth kind, was that other movie? Cloverfield. I think that had a chariot in it, right, if I'm not mistaken. One of them did. Not that had a Leviathan in it, but even at Independence Day. Independence Day and all that, they're gonna be fucking bricking it, man. There's a lot of chariot movies actually.
Yeah. When the Independence Day, they showed you the nations coming together to fight against, you know, their war. You know, the father. In the movie,
Fathership.
the fathership. You know, they put it in the movie, and in the movie they all banded together to fight against, you know, the fathership. You know, uploaded some sort of virus and shit, but that ain't gonna happen, man.
See, he shows into his tech, and that's his spiritual power. He actually will try. He thinks he can do that. He's probably got some programmers set up right now. You know what I'm saying? You know, with classified names and all that.
Yeah.
Anti-ship program and all that.
Top secret and shit. Classified. This is Matthew chapter 24, verse 30. And then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven, and then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn. And they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. And he shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven to the other. So that's how.
Yeah.
So that's how Yahweh Shai is coming back as pure power, man. You know, the conquering lion of the tribe of Judah, and that's perfect balance, because he's known as a lamb, but he's also known as a lion. You know, and a lamb is very gentle, you know, in nature. You know, but a lion is very fierce. They call it the king of the jungle, man. You know, so when Yahweh Shai comes back, he's coming back as a conquering lion. He's coming back to do damage, and a lot of these people out here don't even know that. They think that the Lord's gonna come back, you know, holding babies in the air, smiling at them, you know, bouncing them on his knee. That's not what Yahweh Shai is coming back to do. Oh, Amos 5, woe unto you, yeah, you know. So Yahweh Shai, he's on some. When Yahweh Shai comes back, he's gonna be on that General Zod shit. You know, that send in the world engine. You know, just basically what does with violence shall that great city Babylon be thrown down. Don't the scriptures say that? So a lot of these people are in for a rude awakening, man. You know?
I was just gonna add, when Yahweh Shai came before, as the elder was saying, as a lamb,
Yeah.
he made that statement. He said, "Don't you think I can presently call down the legions? I can get the angels right now." But they weren't at the time. Now that he's coming as that conquering line of Judah, there's the time. He's bringing the armada, you know.
Yeah, and he's gonna be leading the flock. He's gonna be leading the armada.
Yep.
Hey, that's why what did they put in that movie? Was it the DC Comics? Was it you had Darkseid?
Oh right.
The end scene, the end cut scene. Darkseid had his whole heavenly host behind him, and he goes, "Ready the armada." He said, "We'll use the old ways," and his eyes were red like fire. You know, they put it in the movie, man. So Yahweh Shai is gonna be leading the charge, leading the invasion, man, on that father shit. And like the elder was going into earlier, these certain prophets, when they saw it, the Ezra's, 2nd Ezra 16 he was in. Woe is me, who shall deliver me in those days? Because when you read in 2nd Ezra 13, Ezra saw it. He said nothing was to be perceived but dust and smell of smoke. So this is going to be a time like no other, man, you know?
push that mark of the beast, yeah, they're gonna make it like a thing that is the right thing to do. Because when they pushed this brain chip that they pushed out, that was to help somebody. So a lot of people program in their mind, well, you know, look what you can do. They're not thinking that's the mark of the beast. They're just thinking that's just something that just helps them. And they're always using them. You know what they do? They're always using lame people. Remember, that's the miracles.
Yeah.
When you was young, you'd think, oh, what if someone could walk again? You'd think like that. They'd say that stuff. They'd actually say that stuff. What if you could see again? What if you could? Now they can actually do it.
Yep.
They can actually do that. They can make people walk, see, all that, taste, whatever. Via what? That shit.
Yeah.
They're trying to bring it to the point where they can download any information onto the chip into your mind. And that's a hell of a selling point. Because imagine you want to learn a language, they can just download that language into your brain. Everyone's going to want to do something like that, you know? They showed you that matrix.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. That's
You
right.
can just download information into your brain at instant, and then you know a language. You know Chinese. You know German. You know Spanish.
I know Kung
Instant.
Fu.
Yeah, that, and he said it to Morpheus, didn't he?
Yep.
And then Morpheus goes, show me. And then he went into the simulation and started doing Kung Fu and shit.
Yep. Download techniques, the ability to fly a plane, to ride a helicopter. Everything can be downloaded straight into you. Everyone's going to want to do that. So there's heavy selling points that the elders going into miracles that they're going to put upon the people to advertise them to take the CHIP. A little quick scripture on that. Revelation 16 and 14.
I got
There's another one in it.
13 and 14.
For they are the spirits of devils working miracles, which go forth unto the kings of the earth and of the whole world to gather them to the battle of that great day of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai Almighty.
So they're using these things, technology, and all that. Because, like we said, we just told you, miracles, making someone walk. You can't walk. You got the brain. What the brain chip does, it's like works on the brain, so they can actually start moving their legs themselves. Lines up with your neurological system. So usually when they got the fake legs, usually they got a fake leg,
Yeah.
and it's not even real, so it looks like, but it's like they pull it off.
Yeah.
Not this. These chips, they will give you these things, but it's your mechanic, you're using it. So then you know he could actually make legs that are like real legs. See what I'm saying? I mean, come on, man. This is evil talking about here.
Yeah. Feels real.
Yeah.
Look at it. You don't even tell the difference.
Look, so how many gonna turn that down? That's why we talk. That's why the scripture says he deceived them that got the mark of the beast. Deceived. You know what I'm saying? Look at Sweden, man. They already built that train. Convenient. They're all chipped up. Yeah. It's like Deus Ex.
Yeah, the phones, man. See, they're cyberpunk. They're cyberpunk talk, man.
Like when they pull that game out, it glitched, it crashed. They had to pull it off the fucking shelf. The thing got self glitched. It glitched.
The first guy that got the view on it started to glitch. It started to peel off his brain, started threading off his brain, and they had to rush him in and, fix it, put it back on. So it started malfunctioning. And then, the scriptures talk about a grievous sore. So there's going to be all kind of things that happen with this device that's inside of people. When they get it, they're going to experience in hell. They're going to get a cancerous sore upon them, man. Because they were deceived.
I got one there. Yes, 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 8. And then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth.
Yeah, so that's going into the information that we're finding out, yeah. You know, pretty much, yeah. You know, this whole place is getting is fucking exposed, man. Through this information, the government, the system, all of that. You know, people don't understand that. I think this is a joke. This ain't no motherfucking joke. You know what I'm saying? This place is going, look at what's going on in the world. Higher your vibration, man. You know what I'm saying? Like your pineal glands, your third eyes and all this different stuff is closed. Well, a lot of people are awake at the same time because of what happened all of a sudden, a lot of people. But then they'll go to Trump, then they'll go to this, then they'll go to that. Some of them will go to Tommy.
You know, whatever.
Prep, doomsday preppers.
Yeah.
But they haven't got your Howard Shai, they haven't got the lamb.
That's it.
You need that. Straight out, you need your Howard Shai, you need the lamb. That is
Yeah.
what we're telling you. We're telling you straight. We're telling you straight out what it is. You don't give a fuck if your ass is prepping. If you ain't got your Howard Shai, bro,
That's right.
you fucked.
You're fucked.
You get me?
Straight up.
It's like that.
Precept.
You know, I got beef jerky. You know, it doesn't matter about beef jerky. No matter if you got beef jerky, tin mackerel. Like, that ain't what you mean. That's gonna keep you stable. All the prepping, the non-perishables, powdered eggs, all of that ain't gonna save you, bro. It's this truth.
A lot of people like Alex Jones and that sell them doomsday preppers.
Yeah, they sell them kits.
buy
man.
these homemade,
The whole packs.
these kind of like what kits.
Yeah.
Like you do your doomsday prep style. You know that it's just too formulated.
Yeah, it's-
really because if you
Come
come
on,
out,
man.
You know, 2 Chainz, he had that show where he does reviews on particular things. It might be something stupid like a gold plated burger or some shit. He had like a bug out bag.
I think I actually seen that.
See that one?
I seen
He had like an orange rope inside, like an
yeah, I
ounce
seen
of gold.
that. It looked like he was in a fucking museum,
Yeah.
like his house, whatever room it was.
Yep.
It looked like a small museum room or something. I remember
Yeah.
it.
Some dried fruit, an ounce
The
of gold.
chair on it looked like a
Each one
fucking
bar.
like.
It's so formulated and stupid, and it was so much money, you know?
It was expensive. That was.
Oh, riches profit not in the day of wrath.
That's right.
Fuck these niggas up. Fuck that.
Ounce of
Some
gold.
bitch ass niggas. Fucking stunning on niggas, man. Fuck that. Bitch ass niggas, what time it is that?
Oh, it says, who the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming, even him whose coming is after the working of Satan, with all power and signs and lying wonders.
Bitch ass niggas.
Yeah, exoskeleton suits.
Jetpacks.
Yeah, Jetpack, Cyberpunk, Deus Ex, all of that. Jumpstart, Upgrade. Remember that movie Upgrade on Netflix?
Oh, yeah.
Geezer got into a car crash or something, and then he got upgraded, and he was like superhuman strength, super fast. You know, Esau's got that tech, you know, on the left hand side. He's got that them fake superpower shit to show you on the left hand side. You know, but they ain't no. Hold on a minute. Do you know what proves that the right hand side is more powerful? Acts the 3rd chapter. When Peter and John, they saw the lame man at the temple, named Beautiful, right? At the
Yep,
gate,
yep.
laid at the gate. They didn't need no exoskeleton suits.
Nope.
They didn't need, you know. Come on, man. They just called upon Yahweh Shai. And then he started walking and leaping, and that was done to magnify the name of the Lord, because he was praising the Lord. So the Lord is going to show, you know, the miracles again, but on a different scale this time, and it's going to serve to magnify his name, along with the destruction too, which is going to serve to magnify his name. Nothing new under the sun. He did it, you know, to Pharaoh and his armies, and the modern day Pharaoh is who? Esau.
Yeah.
You know?
They got that show, Indestructible or something, the cartoon type show, with Omni-Man. And you got that guy who works for the...
Oh, Invincible.
Yeah, Invincible,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
it, the water. He works for the government, and he got all this tech. But they couldn't stop him. They had all this tech after him, but they couldn't stop him, man. You know?
Yeah.
Because Omni-Man come with that real power. He came with that Kal-El power, you know?
Yeah.
That superpower. So, ultimately, man, the left-hand side, it's not going to prevail.
Yeah,
you know?
because they were like Omni-Man. They were a specific race. and they just went, taking over planets.
Yeah, yeah.
And he was like, they were Viltrumites.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm saying that Esau's putting certain things in cartoons and they call them Viltrumites. And then his son, he was trying to tell his son that, look, we're created to rule over these people. And he said, I love your mother, but she's more like a pet. Because his mom was like some Moabite, but he said, but that's what do you think in the kingdom? We're going to have like concubines.
His name was Omni Man. Omni means all.
Right.
It don't matter what the woman is, it's the children.
Yeah,
Israelites.
that's
It
it.
don't matter what race she is, what nationality she is. That's why you got Israelites looking like every nation under the sun.
That's right. It's like the seed. Yeah.
I got scripture.
Yeah.
Yep. You were saying how, basically Yahushua is the only way. These people went into the other religions and different, paths of life and shit. But really it's just about Yahushua. This is John chapter 14 and verse 6. Yahushua saith unto him, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No man cometh unto the Father but by me.
How the hell how you getting out of here?
Where?
Beamed up. Ships. The unidentified objects. The angels are in those unidentified objects. The angels, them. Me and the apostles bring that. I don't know what it means, but I do know is that the angels, them are in. That's your way out. And let's say you're in America and that place is going to be completely nuked. Like, if you want to doomsday prep, you got to leave America. That's number one. If you're in America and you're doomsday prepping, forget it. You might have a better chance of surviving out in Europe somewhere, Poland. Them Polish are rough, so you might get fucking beat up to them. Because they're just rough motherfuckers. They don't play Shema, Kulva and all this shit. It's Kulva. You know what I'm saying? You deal with the Polish and shit, you talk to them at the shops. You know them, but always to work out and all that. So you got a better chance doing that in Europe. But even then, a lot of you are going to starve out. Everyone's going to be scared. That's what when the Lord comes, the world, every eye shall see him. Everyone on the planet will be scared. Anyway, go ahead.
Yep, I've got a sign. This is Revelation chapter 3, verse 10. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth.
Someone go into that hour of temptation, man.
Yeah. That's that big trial of your faith, man. The MARK, Jacob's trouble leading into the MARK, and then like the elder was saying, if you ain't got your Yahushua, doesn't matter what you're prepping, you ain't gonna be able to get out of here, man. Because the Lord said, I'm gonna keep you from that hour of temptation. So if you ain't got your Yahushua, if Yahushua ain't down for you to protect you from that time, you ain't got shit. Somewhere or other, man, judgment's coming for you. Yeah, that was it on that.
I got one. And this is Daniel chapter 12, verse 1. And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince which standeth for the children of thy people. And there shall be, and Michael goes back to his name, Micah Allah, in the Hebrew, which means he who is like the power. And the Lord is what the scripture says, the Lord is a man of war. So Michael's he's all about war, man. So Michael's coming to do some serious damage. Yahushua is going to be with Michael too. Yahushua is going to be leading the charge. We spoke about that earlier. And he's coming, it said, for the children of thy people, which are the Israelites. It says, and there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was, since there was a nation, even to that same time. And at that time, thy people shall be delivered, everyone that shall be found written in the book. So that lines up to what you're talking about as well. The only way you're gonna get out of here is if your name's written in the book. You know? Yahweh Shai is only coming to get those whose names are written in the book. That's it. If your name ain't written in the book, then you're fucked. You know? That time of trouble, what you spoke about the hour of temptation. That's Jacob's trouble, man. Guillotines, heads rolling, all of that. Especially with this,
The guillotine, they got, on the Trump, they got, he was talking about bringing back guillotines and stuff like that. So they got legislations for these guillotines, beheading people. That's another prophecy, Revelation 20.
Yeah, I've got that. This is Revelation 20, chapter 20, verse 4. And I saw thrones, and they sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them. And I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Yahweh Shai, and for the word of Yahweh, and which had not worshipped the beast, neither his image, neither had received his MIRK upon their
It's going
foot.
to get to that point where everyone just get chipped and be on the grid. We're going to have to go off the grid. Wow.
Yep. That's the miracles too, man.
Right.
Going off the grid, Elijah, the ravens,
Yeah.
like whatsoever things are written aforetime, written for our learning. Hey, Lord said, my servant shall eat. You know? Because remember, hey, going off the grid, hey, famines are coming. There's going to be a lack of availability of food and water anyway. That all this supermarket going in, put it in the bag, trolley. You know what I mean? You walking out, you open the boot, you put, you load it up. You got all the water, you got the canned goods, all of that. That's gonna end, man. And we saw glimpses of that in the L downs, the lockdowns. People rushing in great numbers because they were panicking. You know?
You know, that's why a lot of people in that time, they're going to want to be on the grid even more.
Yeah.
Because, if you're on the grid, you got the thing. You're going to be promised of some kind of civilization. Civilization, and all that. Civilized. Personal joke, but, because the scripture says that they'll be eating and drinking.
Yeah.
Giving in marriage, so there's going to be famines, all that going on, but there's some people going to be chipped up, oiled up, on the grid. That's why they're going to want to be on that grid. And whatever they eat, however they eat, I don't know what the fuck, because they're going to be controlled by heat.
Yeah.
Remember, he said you should have nothing in your pool.
Zip
Right.
bugs.
So, like, they show you that in George Orwell's 1984,
Yeah.
that shit.
Yeah.
Right. So that's his crazy dream.
You're rational to that. Even the other cartoon, remember you showed us, was it Carol at the End of the World?
Oh yeah.
And then you had, because it was all going down, but you had that one woman, she was trying to hold on to the past. And she went to the supermarket, and she was, hey, to the soldier, and he was just scanning. Dude. Remember the soldier? But it was like, there was no emotion. The soldier was just scanning. She was like, so, and he was just, dude, It's gonna get dark, man. It's gonna get real dark. You're gonna see the real beast come out of people, man.
You had all the supercars that were outside all smashed
Yeah.
up.
It did.
Society is not what it is now, man. What in that time, it's not going to be what it is now, man. This illusion, material and all that, and even in V for Vendetta. Remember when he was making that breakfast and he made it with a butter, and then that girl said, "Is that real butter?" And he said he stole it from the prime minister.
Yeah.
So the elites are going to control all that, man. What goes in, what goes out, import, export. They control all that.
Yeah, a Mega Man. Even that. Who was it? In a Mega Man, he had a steak. Remember, he had that steak, man.
I ain't seen it still.
And they were feeding people these biscuits, man. These little, these. Is it a Mega Man? I'm sure it was a Mega Man. But he had a steak. He had the steak, and it was like so hard to come by in that time. It was like, like these things are just gonna be so much harder to come by. It's gonna be ridiculous.
Yeah.
people are going to have their backs against the walls. That's that deception. Okay, if you want to be able to eat, if you want to be able to do this, if you want to be able to do that, then you got to line up and take this. You know?
Alright, let's do this. Let's read 2nd Ezra 13 on down. Let's read Revelation 18. Let's read Isaiah 14. Let's do it like this.
I got Revelation 18.
Whatever comes first. Yep.
2nd Ezra 13 and 1. And it came to pass after 7 days that I dreamed a dream by night, and lo, there arose a wind from the sea, that it moved all the waves thereof. And I beheld, and lo, that man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven.
So this is talking about Yahweh Shai and the angels. That man, Yahweh Shai, the lamb, the lion, rose strong with the thousands of heaven. Innumerable amounts of angels. That's why when NASA just were looking, they're like, oh, they get terrified by them UFOs all the time. I've had to try to shoot lasers at them and they've disappeared. Played with them. They actually try and kill. They're not telling. They actually try and attack the chariots right now. Active. That's what they're doing. Everyone wants to know what's going on. That's what's going on. They know what. They're aware of that. This is a threat. They're not telling you that, but the information is out. We've knew. You can see it. They've shot lasers at the chariots. So that's heavy information that they really should be telling the people. Don't just say you're silly. Talk about that you're trying to attack them, because that is a big game changer. A war, attacking. And when you start doing things like that, when you start getting into that territory, things change. So I'm going to do a video on that one. They actually took, oh yeah, they actually are actively already trying to attack. Whatever these are, which is the angels, they were trying to attack them. So that just shows you that they've already declared war.
Wasn't there like an army video a few years ago showing you their footage? They were trying to shoot it, a chariot or a few chariots, and it kept disappearing and reappearing. Can't get it, can't get it. I think it was a few years ago.
Right.
I think there was another one where it was just standing still and they were shooting missiles at it and it was just still,
Yeah.
you know. Yeah, the accounts of chariots that would hover over missiles, like silo stations, turn on the activation of the missiles, turn it off, turn it back, you know, playing with them. These angels be playing with Esau, man.
It says, and when he turned his countenance to look, all the things trembled that were seen unto him. And whensoever the voice went out of his mouth, all they burned that heard his voice. Like as the earth faileth when it feeleth to fire.
When the Lord comes in that fathership, you know, black out the sun, man. You know what I'm saying? Just the presence and atmosphere of this ship. Come on, man. Go ahead.
It says, and after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of number, from the four winds of the
Through the
heaven.
Spirit, the Lord might one day just have a real ship, a real chariot, just over a town. Apostles have said that for a couple of days. This is the times we're in. Like, the Lord can do that, and you know what I'm saying? And just bog out reality. All this matrix programming, we like to call it that. It's matrix in the scriptures, and that. I think we need to ruin whatever, but, you know, all this stuff. The Lord, like, it's actually crumbling right now. We're ready, by the word, consumed by the spirit of his mouth. The whole Diddy thing, the Epstein stuff, the Jimmy Savile stuff, just all this different stuff. Every 5 minutes they got BBC presenters. Who do they just have now? They had a BBC presenter. They had Phil, what's his name, man? Philip Schofield. They had him up there, and they've had all these guys. So think about it. If they've had these geezers, yeah, fake people on TV, and every minute they're getting brought up for this kind of stuff, underage, or You know, whatever they're doing, that's reconfiguring people's reality. People didn't, like, so that's changing how things are set up. That's what the Lord's doing for the spirit. We expose Babylon for its witchcraft, that this is the new Babylon in Egypt, that the Esau Edom, the presidents and the congressmen and the governments and the politicians, all modern day pharaohs, yeah, and they're basically witches, and into Freemasonry, which is ancient Babylonian and Egyptian witchcraft. Hence why you got obelisk. The monument of London is an obelisk. There's the American monument is an obelisk. Washington D.C. I think it adds up to 66, right? Cleopatra's needed in London. You got three. We got one in France. All witchcraft from Egypt. That's what they're at. They even wear the little apron things and kind of dress like them in the end. All Egyptian. So so what are y'all talking about, man?
Yeah. It says,
What's up?
it says, and after this I beheld, and lo, there was a great, and just for clarification, for edification as well, the movie that I was referencing, the Omega Man, it was actually Soylent Green, and it was a post-apocalyptic. But Charlton Heston, he was in both of them, but in the one Soylent Green, they actually showed you humans getting carried into like dump trucks and getting turned into little green biscuits. So that's basically cannibalism.
Dude jumped on the
And
conveyor
it-
belt.
remember that? So Esau's got shit planned out here. Remember the scripture said that the sword is sharpened. You know? So yeah, the movie was Soylent Green. You know? Soylent Green. And everyone was going crazy over them biscuits. You know? It says, and after this I beheld.
These scoffers are crazy, man. Bugged out scoffer. Trying to disrespect the apostles and that name. But then they're saying, if Irish Scot kills a Jake, does that mean they're scattered? You're damn right. That's just easy. That's easy. Is that supposed to be hard, man? Don't, like, what are you going on about, man? You get a Jake cop that will fold up another Jake in the States. You get Jakes killing Jakes all day. That's what Jakes actually do.
Where's the curses?
It's a curse.
Ain't that the curses?
That's
Ain't
the
that what
curses.
Jakes do?
Right.
Ain't Jakes slaughtering each other in these streets
Yeah.
all throughout the Caribbean, all throughout the fucking,
Yeah.
like, ain't they doing that? That's the curses. The way Jakes are at, they ain't getting peace with each other and slay each other in the streets. Okay? You got Irish cartels killing other Irish cartels, fighting each other, beefs. Travelers do that. They're Jakes, they're Israelites. What are they doing? Calling each other out, kind of sound like yardies when they talk. Thick accents. Going for it. Smashing up each other's shit, beating each other up. Then like a lot of the modern ones are getting guns out and all this. That's easy work.
Precept, Tony.
Yeah, go ahead.
Deuteronomy 28 and 54.
It's not hard, Christian. That was stupid. Go on.
So that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eye shall be evil towards his brother.
There you go. It's right there in the scriptures. Everything that people have got, there's a scripture for it. Yeah, that's the problem with scoffers, man. You step your game up, man. As a matter of fact, you put curses on that person, man. You know? Yehovah, Bashar, Shai, Shalach, Rayam, Ragyam, Shapacham,
Shapacham.
Rayam,
Rayam.
to that wicked demon.
Wicked demon.
Alright, how about that? Let's carry on. Playing with you fucking people, man. By the time people get put in the fucking earth, all this fucking shit, man. Y'all gonna get put in the earth. Y'all the demons out there, man. Tired of these scoffers, man. It's a fucking joke. Y'all gonna get fucking killed, man. Go on, man. Let's carry on.
Yeah, back in 2nd Ezra 13 and 5. And after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of number from the four winds of heaven to subdue the man that came out of the sea. But I beheld, and lo, he had graved himself a great mountain and flew upon it. But I would have seen the region or place whereout the hill was graven, and I could not. And after this, I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him were sore afraid, and yet durst fight.
Can I get a quick precept on the back of that? This is because you read about the mountain, which is the chariot that the Lord's coming in, right? This is Zechariah 6:1. And I turned and lifted up mine eyes and looked, and behold, there came 4 chariots out from between 2 mountains, and the mountains were mountains of brass. You know? So you don't see mountains of brass. So what's that talking about? It's talking about them, you know, them little the shuttle ships coming out of the big ships. You know, that's what the prophet Zechariah was seeing. So the mountain that Ezra was seeing, that was, it was so huge, you could, like, where he couldn't see where it was graven out from. That's talking about a chariot. That's how the chariots, you know, the Lord's chariot is going to be huge, man. You know? There's many videos on so-called UFOs, 4 times, 10 times bigger than the Earth and all that. We've been seeing them videos, man. You know, Dabu, all of that.
It's mad, yeah. The scripture said all that they were gathered together to subdue him was sore afraid, and yet durst fight. So that goes into that the Independence Day scene. When you had all the nations gathering together, you had the American president gathering all the nations together, you know, to pretty much fight against, you know, the ships. And he made that big ass speech about not going away into the night, not giving up without a fight. And, you know, I remember, you know, they all came together. You had that hillbilly geezer. He sacrificed himself, and he went into the father ship and blew it up. And all bullshit. It's all that Hollywood bullshit. But they're putting it in the movies. They're showing you that they're looking to fight against. That's why they got the 6th branch of the military with the Space Force. Why they got the Space Force program, man? You know. So this is what the prophet Ezra was seeing. He was seeing this. There was great destruction. There was a great fight happening, like an intergalactic. You know what I'm saying? Like a war in the heavens, basically. That's what lines up with what Revelation, the 12th chapter. Michael and his angels fought, and the dragon fought, and his angels. So that lines up with that. So this is prophecy, man, and this hasn't happened yet. We're actually waiting for this to happen. It says that they all were gathered together, right, to fight against him, you know, and they were afraid, yet durst fight, you know. Yeah, that's it. And lo, verse 9, as he saw the violence of the multitude that came, he neither lifted up hand, nor held sword, nor any instrument of war. But only I saw that he had sent out of his mouth, as it had been a blast of fire. Oh, man. And out of his lips a flaming breath, and out of his tongue he cast out sparks and tempests. And they were all mixed together, the blast of fire, the flaming breath, and the great tempest, and fell with violence upon the multitude, which were prepared to fight. So look at that. Right. So that's that warfare. Yahweh Shai is going to be blasting the laser beams. Again, they show you that, the laser beam technology, they show you that in Independence Day. And you had them guys on the top of the roof with the placard talking about save. See, that's what I'm saying. If you ain't of you, their names weren't written in the book. Like, if your name ain't written in the book, man, take me with you. And they were on a rooftop and that. They just got blasted.
Hey,
you know?
You know, you got like on a computer, you got like a firewall. And the firewall will protect everything unless you make an exception.
Right,
Otherwise, it will obliterate that, get rid of the viruses, this and that. It won't let you pass. So, unless you're of the elect, man, unless you got the seal, the Tharwar, spoken of as Ezekiel 9 and 4, you ain't getting saved out of that fire that's coming. You ain't getting saved out of that destruction that's coming.
Exactly.
You ain't making it into that ship. You know?
Yeah, and come on, man. And in the movie Independence Day, they tried to, they tricked the angels. That they got in there because they had one of their ships. You remember? The 2 guys, Will Smith and, you know, the other geezer, they went into the father ship and they uploaded a virus. Which is funny because you was mentioning that firewall.
Oh, yeah.
So they snuck in there because they had the ship,
Right,
the
right.
shuttle ship, went into the father ship,
Right.
and then they uploaded the give it a common cold. And Esau and his stupid, come on, man. And the thing is, the technology that Esau's been given, the key word is given. You've been given that technology, and you're gonna use that same technology to try and fight against the king of terrors. Are you crazy? Come on, man.
Yeah, you have Esau's own scientists, certain scientists that come up on like shows like Joe Rogan, and they'll make statements like, yeah, you know, we estimate they're like 1,000 years ahead of us. They're so many
Right.
years ahead of us.
Yeah.
That's just them saying that in their carnal mind, which we know the Lord's way above all that. You know, it's untouchable, man. It's the heaven. This is heavenly. You know.
It says, and fell with violence upon the multitude which was prepared to fight, and burned them up, every one. So that upon a sudden of an innumerable multitude, nothing was to be perceived, but only dust and smell of smoke. And when I saw this, I was afraid. Yeah, like the War of the Worlds. You know, with Tom Cruise. Remember, he was dodging them laser beams, and he was running so fast, but everyone that was getting caught by them laser beams just got turned to dust. He was getting turned to dust, man. Okay? So this is what, you know, they're putting it, what War of the Worlds it was, right? Yeah, they're putting it in War of the Worlds. People are just getting zapped, man. So you be thinking, oh, that's just in the movies. No, listen. When the Lord comes back, he's going to be taking people out. What does the scripture say? The slain of the Lord shall be many. That's actually in the scriptures. That's in Isaiah, man. And that's in the Bible, man. That the slain of the Lord is actually going to be many. A lot of people are going to get taken out, man.
Right here. Isaiah 66 and verse 15. For behold, the Lord will come with fire, and with his chariots like a whirlwind, to render his anger with fury, and his rebuke with flames of fire. For by fire and by his sword will the Lord plead with all flesh, and the slain of the Lord shall be many.
Wow. Imagine, so there you go, man. The slain of the Lord. And that word plead is, in the Hebrew, is shapat. You know, which means to judge. So the Lord's going to be, you know, hey, judgment day. It's coming, man. And the Lord's judgment, hey, people are getting judged every day. But that particular day is going to be a day like no other. That day, that's when America a lake of fire. That's when America gets nuked. That's when, and not only is it the nuclear missile's going to bring that fire, but Yahweh Shai is going to bring that fire too. But the scripture says, I have come to set fire upon the earth, and what will I if it be already kindled, man? The scriptures speak about the day of the Lord's vengeance, man. You know?
Even the missiles calls it the weapons of his indignation,
Right.
meaning righteous anger. You know,
Yeah.
I got a precept. This is Numbers 11 and 1. And when the people complained, it displeased the Lord, and the Lord heard it, and his anger was kindled, and the fire of the Lord burnt among them, and consumed them that were in the uttermost parts of the camp. So the Lord was zapping wicked Jake, man, even back then,
Yeah.
zapping them, because he was displeased. We were trying to come up against him, you know, straight hitting that fire with him, man. You know, ain't gonna be nothing different now, man. People are gonna be getting zapped.
Yeah, they ain't gonna miss.
They ain't gonna
The
miss.
angels ain't gonna miss, man. Like if you're marked for death, that's it. Like the scripture says in Ezekiel 9 and 5, slay utterly old and young, both maids, you know, and little children and women.
Yep.
They're gonna be getting, you gonna have a target on your back, man. Shit, like, so if you ain't got that mark of exemption from judgment, where you at? You got a target on your back for destruction. That's it. You either gonna be of the elect or you done, man. That's it. My people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. You know? I got one here. This is going into the laser beams. Right? This is Habakkuk chapter 3. Right? It says, yeah, I'm gonna start from 2. Oh Lord Yahweh, I have heard thy speech and was afraid. So Habakkuk was afraid. As well as we read about Ezra, he was afraid too. Right? It says, O Lord, Yahweh, revive thy work in the midst of the years. In the midst of the years, make known. In wrath, remember mercy. It says, Yahweh came from Teman, and the Holy One.
The destruction's gonna be so bad. He said, in wrath, remember mercy. I believe was it, you're reading Haggai or Habakkuk? Salaka?
Habakkuk.
Yeah, I think was it Habakkuk the same way it says that was you displeased at the rivers?
Yeah. Yeah, that's verse 8.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, in wrath, remember, look, woe is me, spirit, woe is me. And even going back to Ezra was saying, woe is me, who shall deliver me in those days? That's a man of the Lord saying that. So what it says, judgment shall begin at the house of the Lord, and if it first begin at us, where shall the ungodly and the sinner appear? So what's gonna happen to them? You know? All the scoffers, the scorners, you know? It says, the Holy One from Mount Paran, Selah, his glory covered the heavens and the earth was full of his praise. And his brightness was as the light, and he had horns coming out of his hand, and there was the hiding of his power. Now that laser beam technology, when you go into that word horns, right, it says rays of light. And I'm going to read it in the NLT, just verse 4 real quick. It says, his coming is as brilliant as the sunrise, rays of light flashing from his hands, or flash from his hands, and where his awesome power is hidden. So rays of light, man. So Yahweh Shai is coming back with that laser beam technology. And they ain't like them rays of light, them laser beams, they ain't gonna miss their target. Shooting through buildings, shooting through, you know? They taking people out. Yeah, they're gonna get creative with it. You know, you might just see it like, might not even just be like a simple zap. The Lord just might extend the beam radius. Do you know what I mean? They just make it like sweep with it. Take a whole fucking building out. You know, like Independence Day, like he did. Took a whole fucking building out with one blast. And this is what the prophets were seeing. That's why they were afraid. Hold on a minute. There was nothing to be perceived but dust and smell and smoke. You know? So we got to see like the world engines with General Zod. Look what they were doing to the earth. Like, it was getting blasted. You know? So Yahweh Shai ain't coming to play no games, man. And that's the message we're coming with. We ain't out here telling you smooth things. You know what I'm saying? Like, we ain't out here trying to, you know, we're telling you what's really coming. And this is why this is about the fear of the Lord. Because we want to be right when the Lord comes back. You know?
Well, good precept. You said, you know, you got to see it. This is Proverbs 29 and verse 18. Where there is no vision, the people perish. But
That's it.
But he that keepeth the law, happy is he. So it's all about having that vision, which only the Lord really can give to you, you know, through faith. Because some people, they read these scriptures and they think it's a joke. They think it's a fairy tale. They don't think these prophecies are going to come to pass. But when they actually come to pass, that's when you're going to know. But, you know, blessed are going to be those that believe before it actually took place. You know, because we have the vision, we have the foresight to actually see these things in the scriptures materialize in the real world that we're living in right now. You know, that's the beauty of it, man. And that's why we're out here on the highways and the byways preaching this word. Because the Lord has given us enough faith to preach.
Yeah. Because a lot of you were in that calcified, they got their pineal glands all calcified.
Yep.
They're in that bread and circus spirit, distractions, living for the flesh. God, you're in that do as thou wilt. You don't consider what we're saying. Your vision has been blocked. Remember, the Lord said he poured upon them the spirit of deep sleep. When you go sleep, you close your eyes. Your third eye is closed, man. The Lord has actually closed your eyes, man. You know, that's why the scripture says it's now high time to awake out of sleep. And now is our salvation nearer than when we believe. A lot of you guys, you talk about, you think you're woke, but you're really asleep. You know? You're like, what does the apostle always say? They're dead from the neck up. You know? You ain't, come on, man. It's over for you guys. Because you mentioned about that vision. Where there is no vision, the people perish. This is Ezekiel 12 and 22. Son of man, what is that proverb you have in the land of Israel? Saying the days are prolonged and every vision faileth. Tell them therefore, thus saith the Lord Yahweh power, I will make this proverb to cease, and they shall use it no more as a proverb in Israel. But say unto them, the days are at hand, and the effect of every vision. And you know what that lines up with? Habakkuk again. Habakkuk 2 and 3. The vision is yet for an appointed time. But at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry. Because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily. So you guys can still do as thou wilt. You can still bread and circus it up. You can still do what you want, chat shit and that, because you ain't seeing them chariots up close and personal, zapping shit. But when they come, that's when the scripture says again in Ezekiel, then shall they know that a prophet have been among them. That's when you're going to be like, oh shit, hold on a minute. Now you're going to be considering. And then the Lord's going to put it in your mind exactly what's happening, why you're in that predicament, because you were chatting shit.
That's it.
Damn, man, these guys were saying this is going to happen. You know? That's why the scriptures speak about the foolishness of preaching.
Yep.
You know?
Hey, that's why the scriptures also say, through the fear of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, do we persuade men. This is actually our fear, because we believe that the things that we're reading about, the things that we're prophesying about, is going to materialize in the real world. So that's fear. We don't want to be a part of that destruction. We don't want to be a part of getting destroyed out here during Yaakov's trouble, so on and so forth. Because we believe these things are going to happen. If you don't believe that they're gonna happen, you're not gonna act upon it, man. So you're not motivated by the fear of the Lord.
It says, verse 23, tell them therefore, thus saith the Lord Yahweh power, I will make this proverb to cease, and they shall no more use it as a proverb in Israel, but say unto them, the days are at hand, and the effect of every vision. For there shall be no more any vain vision, nor flattering divination within the house of Israel. For I am the Lord Yahweh, Hashem Yahushai, I will speak, and the word that I speak shall come to pass, and it shall be no more prolonged. That lines up with Isaiah 55 and 11. So shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth, it shall not return unto me void. You know? So we're just speaking the words, man. You know, the Lord's word, you know, it's alive, you know?
I got Revelation 18.
Alright, we read this and then we go to that part.
You want it from the top or straight to the...
Let's go straight to the point.
Revelation chapter 18 verse 2. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the great is fallen, and has become the habitation of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, and a cage of every unclean and hateful bird.
Yeah, man, because when it's destroyed, it's gonna be it's gonna be a desert-like place, forbidden zone, a place you just don't go. You know what I'm saying? You know, you go places and there's like sinkholes and fucking quicksand and all this, and no terrain. It's just gonna be this. You don't go to that place. You know what I'm saying? You can't put buildings, nothing on that. You can't fucking plant crap. You know what I'm saying? That place is finished. You know, and that's when the nukes hit America is gonna be done. That's why it's Babylon the Great, and it's gonna be done. And it's gonna be completely wiped out and uninhabitable and all that. I'm only gonna go there. It's gonna be too far to get there. That's in the kingdom. You know. Right now, it's the place to go. You know what I mean? All the music, all the entertainment.
Yeah.
Which actually, where did I see this? Oh, for brother did a video on it, about the Hollywood. Or if I seen it on some kind of truthful thing, I can't remember now. But Hollywood, like, basically finished. Actually, I know what I didn't watch it all. But it's something to do with the pay and the actors that. One of them companies actually.
See, the funding is very low for paying out actors.
Yeah, but one of the companies I think is finished.
I heard of something like that. I
top
didn't watch all
company.
of it. Yeah.
And that company, like, when you look into what it, I stopped watching it because there's so much news. I gotta go back to
Same
supposed to
thing
go back.
happened to me.
That was, a top company. It's not Universal, but it'd be like Universal. That it's just gone. So everyone's had to get later. So that's gonna affect all the different aspects of what. So we're gonna see what happens with that. So we'll check that out. We'll see. See, Babylon's going down, man. Matter of fact, when I was in the tombs, when I was in jail, right? They were going. When I was on the, what I seen on actually, yeah, it was about Hollywood, and they kept putting on the news about the funding. And basically, said there's going to be like no movies. There's supposed to be no movies this year.
This place is done.
Done, man. It's done. It's done.
Crying this season.
No movies. That's a big deal, man.
It's the bread and
Then it was
circus.
AI, so then the proper actors was like no big blockbusters coming out because AI was taking over the jobs. So they went on strike. Yeah, man, that was going on.
I'll jump down to verse 8. Therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine, and she shall be utterly burned with fire. For
And everybody, all you that are part of it, you're going to be cooked in it too. You're a bunch of warlocks, witches, you know, demons, haters of the truth, haters of the word. You're going to be cooked in that too. You're going to get cooked up.
Sacrificed.
Right. That,
Sacrificing Bosra, innit?
yeah.
Edom's capital city, which is America today.
Right.
People gonna be getting sacrificed over there.
Sacrificed.
Remember Elder Apostle Tar saying that? It's gonna be a sacrifice over there.
Basically, most of them spirits that are walking around. That's why the land, when you go over there, you can feel it in the air. It's just, it's done. It's just, yeah, it's just
It's
done.
done, innit?
All them souls that you're interacting with, you know, all this communicating with and stuff like that, the day, on whatever basis, you walk past them, all them souls that you said, sacrificed.
Yeah. Hey, and that's
Like
why.
y'all gonna get sacrificed, man.
That's right.
That's a
Hey.
new one, man.
Hey, that's why it's fitting. That's why the apostles are over there.
Yeah.
That's why it's
so
fitting the apostles are over there, cursing it the fuck out. You know, that's where the main
you get
judgment.
ritualistic. Right.
That's right. That's where the truth came out too.
Yeah.
That's why it's fitting. You see, look at that. There's balance.
And a lot of people, when the chariots come down, a lot of angels and prophets and stuff, they're going to be slaying people and stuff like that. You know, like that outside of America and stuff like that. You know? So, you know, that's what it is.
it says, For strong is the Lord Yahweh Shemiel Shai who judgeth her, and the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her shall bewail her and lament for her when they shall see the smoke of her burning.
Matter of fact, the earth's going to shake with them.
Yeah,
Don't get me
Isaiah
wrong,
24.
nukes are going to hit other places.
Yeah.
Because America's going to shoot theirs as well. So there's going to be targets. Russia's going to shoot theirs. All these countries going to get hit. A lot of countries going to get hit. So some of you, a lot of you in Europe and England, a lot of you are going to get burnt up. You're going to get burnt up. You're going to get hit by nukes and stuff like that. And all that. Earth's going to get reshaped. But guess what? America is the one that's going to get it, basically. America's getting it. You know what I mean? So you're getting it. England and all that. Look,
Getting it, man.
man, you're gonna get it. You're getting it. All that. I prefer sacrificed.
It says, standing afar off for the fear of her torment, saying, Alas, alas, that great city, Babylon, that mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come.
Have you seen what America looks like, man?
Right.
Fucking Babylon, the great, all the mega cities and cities. Sitting in mega cities and all these tall ass buildings and that. You know, come on, man. Matter of fact, when you go to England, yeah, England's only got one city that's got tall buildings.
Yeah.
One?
Yeah.
Really, okay, you might say Manchester and all that, but no, when you're in them
Yeah.
cities, they're not like that.
They're not
It's
like
only London. So that proves that America's Babylon the Great. England ain't got it. They get like that. It's the small little towns, and villages, cities, and little towns, and town centre. You know what I mean? You walk around it for 20 minutes, it's done. You go to America, you got New York, Chicago, what I'm saying? Tall ass buildings for miles, bro. Babylon the Great, man. England ain't Babylon the Great. England just the mother of Babylon the Great. You know what I mean? The elites are here hiding here. That's why they're here. Because it's not, but they're hiding in the little villages, little Creekville. They're hiding under the grass.
Like Wizard of Oz.
Yeah. Hiding like elves or something, man, like Smurfs or something. They're just hiding. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? It's crazy, man. Crazy. Fucking crazy.
This is jump down to verse 20. Rejoice over her, thou heaven, and ye holy apostles and prophets, for Yahweh Shemiel Shai have avenged you on her. And a mighty angel took up a stone like a great millstone, and cast it into the sea, saying, thus with violence shall that great city Babylon be thrown down, and shall be found no more or all.
That's telling you it won't, right? And that's telling you it all.
That's with violence.
You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? So, from there you got it. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, we gonna close out, man. We're gonna say shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom.